Welcome to this video tutorial on entering data into the SIP certified database, specifically for Chapter 14, year-end water and nitrogen use reporting. In this video, we're going to talk about making calculations around compost, so you can enter your compost number. I'm going to kind of step in here kind of quick. Certifications, pick somebody, scroll down to year-end water and nitrogen use reports. Submit answers. I'm going to skip directly to the nitrogen use report. We have another video on general parameters of water use. And at the top here, we have an example of solid fertilizer and liquid fertilizer. We're not interested in that at the moment. We are interested in compost. Now, there's a whole bunch of equations here because there's different ways of doing it. There's a bunch of steps in each. That's why we put together this little tool, which is our year-end water and nitrogen use reports workbook. This is the instructions page. Here's the key to the color codes that we use. We'll be putting information into yellow boxes. We'll be putting lab analysis and whatnot into light green boxes. These teal boxes will have calculations that are kind of midway. They get used in the final. And then the things that are in the pink boxes, that's exactly what we're going to use, that we're going to place into the database itself. So let's step over to the compost page, and you'll see here's our key again. From lab analysis, we would want to enter what the nitrogen as percent wet in the compost is. The range is somewhere in the 1 to 2 zone. We're going to use 1.7. That's a pretty good number just as an average. Throw out a number, pick a number. It's not bad. We also need to know weight per volume, depending on how we're going to keep our records. So this stuff weighs 900 pounds per cubic yard, and the range is usually somewhere between 800 and 1,000, so that's just kind of in the middle. So we have pounds of nitrogen per cubic yard to be based on that number, and then pounds per nitrogen per ton, both of which are based on that. So let's say we're going to use cubic yards. I'm going to say how much is going to be released in year one? Estimated percent of total and available year one. Well, that's a tough one. I'm going to go with 30. That's a number you pretty commonly hear. That gives us how much is released. How many yards did I apply? I'm going to say 7. Actually, let's change it to 8. And that gives us a ton of it. Tons per acre applied of 36.0. Now, you'll notice this is blank. That's because this particular calculator is set up so that if you've entered information in both, it flags it and won't let you proceed. You need to pick one method or the other. The big or right there. So in this case, we decided to do it this way. I knew that I'd put on 8 cubic yards per acre. I was expecting a 30%. I know how many pounds per yard I'm going to release, and that's how I get my total pounds of N per acre release. Now if I'm going to put a 0 up here so that all goes away. If I'm using it by the ton, again, I'm going to guess it's going to be 30. And then it fills in a bunch of other information for me. Estimated. I'm going to say that what would be a good number? Let's do 5. So I put on 5 tons, which gave me 51 tons per acre, which gives me 51 pounds of nitrogen per acre, which gives me 51 pounds. And that is what would get filled in right here. And any documentation, any explanation that needs to be given. Well, that's it for the compost part of this. Thanks for your attention. We hope you find it useful. We have other videos in this series, and we hope you check them out.